Good evening and welcome to Busy Talks Presents Real Business Lessons. Guys, today we are live on LinkedIn and we are live on YouTube as well. And today we have one of our favorite sessions, which is Cafeteria. आप सबके ऑफिस में आप वो एक जगह पे ज़रूर जाते हैं जहाँ पे आप अपने कलीग्स के साथ गॉसिप कर सकें या अपने आप को रिफ्रेश कर सकें विच इज़ कैफेटेरिया सो लेट्स लर्न about the cafeteria business. So today we have our guest speaker, Mr. Charudatt.
Good evening, people.
Hi, Charudatt. How are you?
Good, Rakesh. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Okay. So, guys, we will start with the session, and if you have any questions, you can comment in the comment section, and after our session, we will answer your questions. Great. So चारुदत्त हमारे ऑडियंस के लिए थोड़ा सा आप इंट्रोडक्शन कर लीजिए so that they know how you entered into a business and what you do.
Right. So, as Rakesh introduced, my name is Charudatt Shedge. I am the promoter of the brand called AI Hospitality. We are operational since 2017 in Mumbai currently. We'll be expanding to Pune and Nasik by this year end. And our business, my model basically runs on three pillars, which is cloud kitchen, second is corporate cafeterias, and third is about outdoor events. So this is like a summary of what we do and what is the brand all about, and we will discuss it how we go further, that how were things formed and what made us do this and everything.
Great. So Charudatt, who are your major clients? Who are your biggest clients?
So for me, Rakesh, every client is a major and a big client. I really have never made a distinction in that way. Who is my bigger client? I honestly feel people who give me their social functions are my greatest assets. They trust me on that part, and they let me handle their social events. But if we get to name corporates in Mumbai, we have pretty much catered to each and every, you name it and we are there, or we are there, we were there. So just to name few, we are there with Tatas, we are there with LIC, we are there with Axis Bank. We've catered to Shipping Corporation, we can do Vodafone, and the list goes on. If you just keep on naming. So corporates has been a great, how would I say, a great vertical for us to
Right.
run the show. But yes, so with social functions supporting the cause, it is really a good one.
Right. Cool. So Charu, let's begin with the session and understand the cafeteria business. But before that, let's understand from your point of view, what made you, choose this business? What made you passionate about cafeteria business?
So majorly, just to have a little background, I have done my hotel management and done my
Okay.
master's in the same. I have been associated with very good brands early stages of my career. So I worked with Marriott's, I worked with Hyatt, I worked with Singapore Tourism Board, I worked with Kidzania in Mumbai over here. So just to name few. So there was always, as a hotel management grad, there's always this thing of opening up a own venture or starting up your own cafe, restaurant or something. When I was shaping up my career, cloud kitchens were shaping up their story as well. Now this is where 2017 I took a call that we should start with a model which runs from not a retail side of an outlet, but it is there. The presence is online, and you can cater to a larger mass where the costs are also effective. So this is what really excited me to get into this business. How this is how we started cloud kitchens, and then gradually when we were pitching to clients, we got new offerings of cafeterias. When we are pitching to our co-working spaces, this is when we delivered our food, got good feedbacks, and this is how we got our cafeteria contracts, and this is we are running the show right now. So it started from one small outlet, and the only thing what has led us to this stage right now with 7 outlets and 3 cloud kitchens is with constant quality and constant struggle for getting new business. That's the only thing which we are surviving on.
Great, great. And मतलब हम सब foodie हैं, right? And I'm sure you're also a foodie, which also makes you a bit
Correct.
more passionate about your business. So, which is your favorite dish to prepare?
So if I am cooking, for me, my go-to comfort food is butter chicken. There is nothing else apart from that. There is no
Of
agana
course.
picha to it. So it is like my go food. It was my first dish when I was in UK to do my masters. That was the most
Okay.
comfort food I can ever make, which was simple and which
Hmm.
was obviously good to taste too. So butter chicken is undoubtedly my to-go food.
Right.
To eat, yes, there's a huge list of what I like to eat, but मैं
Hmm.
अगर बना रहा हूँ तो it is butter chicken. I play safe in that matter.
Of course. और साथ में नान या रोटी?
I like it with rice actually.
अच्छा.
Uh, so it is more of a rice or jeera rice and a butter chicken, or even fried rice or a butter chicken. But butter chicken is the hero, so I can just eat it.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, Charu, I'm sure that as a business owner, you face a lot of challenges in growing or scaling up your business, or running your business on a day-to-day basis. So, what is the most challenging part of your role in this business?
So, Rakesh, the most challenging part of what I believe is to live up to the expectations, to live up to my expectations of my staff, of my clients, of my the values and the ethics which I'm working on. So, living up to these expectations is really important for me because um, as a leader, I feel that in front of my team, it is very important that I am taking care of them. If I
Hmm.
am respecting my staff enough, I am giving them those necessary facilities which are deserved by them. Eventually they
Hmm.
will go and give the same thing to the clients. I cannot personally and physically go and meet every client. These are my heroes, who are there. They are the face of my brand. So I
Right.
make the most challenging part is that they should look up to me as the face of the brand. I should do that kind of work, which my staff will recognize it nicely. My people will recognize it nicely. So eventually, the quality, the culture, it eventually flows down.
Hmm.
That's the
Hmm.
most challenging part I feel. But again, it has to be done in a smarter way because obviously there are people who take advantage of the situations as well because you're too giving or you're too kind or something. So it is only about, I believe, to have a proper and a transparent relationship with everyone, which is about they give their best and I give my best to them. It works on that. So that is undoubtedly the most challenging role I feel as a leader, as a promoter. I think in facing the brand. Rest there are other things that which you have with maintaining and marketing and all this stuff. But again,
Hmm.
there are
Hmm.
also people involved in that. So once you
Okay.
are maybe communicating nicely to them or telling them your feedback or behaving nicely with them, this is where it goes down the cycle very nicely.
Well said. So, of course, the challenges bring a lot of accomplishments. So, what has been your proudest accomplishment in your career?
So Rakesh, my proudest accomplishment till date has been the corporate cafe vertical. We just started it. So my company was formed in 2017, and we started the
Hmm.
corporate cafe, co-working cafes 3 years ago. And in
Okay.
3 years, our expected the forecast which we had for revenue has risen by 4x.
Wow.
So the kind of feedback, the kind of effort my staff has put in, the kind of
Hmm.
new things which we have done, I am really amazed to what we can do between 9 to 6. People always say that it is a very limited time, कि जल्दी खत्म
Hmm.
हो जाए. हमारे
Hmm.
लिए it has become more of an accomplishment that the work these guys have done, the work, the effort these
Hmm.
guys have put in between that 9 to 6 is just tremendous.
Right.
So, we are equivalent to a restaurant working 7 days a week by only working 4.5 days a week.
Wow.
So that's the
I'm
kind of
sure they are
accomplishment,
all. I'm sure they are all motivated to work with you.
I think they are motivated by their work itself. It is
Hmm.
new, it is challenging. It is not a regular restaurant mainstream kind of a work. So the
Yes.
clients also which come, they are very casual, they are very cool. You have a set parameter of time that you have to feed someone in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So you cannot have too much of a long session. You still have to take care of service standards. You still have to take care of quality standards. So this is what I guess keeps them busy also. And maybe Saturday Sunday छुट्टी मिल जाता है, that's the biggest motivation I think आज के time में they don't have to come to work on Saturday Sunday, so that is, yeah, that is the best thing I feel.
कैफे बिजनेस में वो रेस्टोरेंट
In
बिजनेस में
yeah,
वो
being in the
लिमिटेड।
hotel industry, आपको अगर Saturday Sunday off मिल रहा है तो plus we are off on public holidays, we are off on every bank holiday, so they have good service
Hmm.
that ways,
Hmm.
better than many corporates working in Mumbai. So yes, they are motivated by
Hmm.
their own work and their own thing.
Sure. Sure. Okay, so Charu, now let's get started with the business and the insights. Okay, so
Right.
here our audience would like to know the first question being, how do you connect with your clients? How do you find new clients, and how do you go about, you know, expanding your market?
So, a few aspects to that. A is we have tied up with many uh, agencies
Hmm.
who get us business. So
Okay.
don't have a hardcore sales team. I only have two people on board who take care of my business development, and that includes me and one of my salesperson. That's the only that's the only strength what we have in sales. We have outsourced our lead generation to agencies where we they give us leads, we talk to them, and this is how we have a revenue share model, and this is how we go ahead with
Okay.
that. And plus second, my sales team member, me or my other manager who goes out on the field, cold calling few leads what we get. So these leads are converted in that way. Someone needs to call them and close those things.
So those
Secondly,
leads
we are
come digitally. Those
yeah,
leads come
they come
digitally.
digital. Yes, they
Okay.
come digital. So it
Okay.
is a filtered lead where people have requirements, and then
Hmm.
we call them, be it corporates, be it social, and then we call them, understand the requirements, and then we go ahead with that. Then the rates are closed, the offerings are closed, and this is how it is taken forward.
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
Now, second aspect being we are present on all social platforms. Now, by social platforms, I just do not mean Instagram and LinkedIn or Facebook. I have used Zomato and Swiggy as my lead generator because, to be
Oh,
very
well.
honest, I do not want to just pay them 28% by getting few orders.
Mm-hmm.
I am very happy with
Mm-hmm.
that as well, but obviously you get client's name and number. We always call the client, we leave them notes, we tell them to give us the feedback, call us if there's
That's
anything. So this has
innovative.
always
That's
been, yeah, so that is a lead
that's.
generation. You're getting a
Mm,
number and a name. So
mm,
there is no poaching kind of in that. You can obviously have it can go via Zomato only. We do not bother, but it is more of binding
mm.
the client together. So we have always
I
made it a
hope
point that
I hope after listening to this, Swiggy and Zomato don't change their platforms
no, it's
and
okay. I
make
mean,
the
look, honestly
processes tough.
speaking, the kind of services they are also giving, I am very much okay with giving them that 20% or 30% or whatever amount they are charging, to be very honest, because they are
Right.
giving me those clients. So it's a give and take
Right.
relationships. There's nothing hidden. What I believe is
Right.
there's nothing hidden in that. They are not charging you anything absurd or not telling you. They have been very open that we will
Mm.
charge you this much, boss. आपको करना है तो करो वरना leave it. But
Right.
again,
Right.
as an entrepreneur, where and how you can maximize these leads or maximize these people, let them order from Zomato, because I will not be able to give the kind of discounts Zomato and Swiggy can give it to them. But what
Mm.
about the client should think about me when he or she is hungry? So
Mm.
that can be done to an added little personal touch, where I can give them some more offering from my side, where they can think this of a brand, that अरे अभी मुझे भूख लगे lunch time में तो I should go to
Mm.
these guys
Mm.
only. Maybe we can customize it much better. Maybe they order something else and the order has gone through and they want to change something. So we want to be
Mm.
available during that course where Zomato has given or Swiggy has given us the lead, but the client can also without hesitating call us and let us know what the thing is happening. So no one is
Got you.
taking
Got
anyone's client from anywhere. Again, Instagram, LinkedIn, they help in. So we are live. We are very active on these platforms. So we keep on showing what our offerings are, what we are doing for lunch today, what is there for snacks today, what is there for breakfast. So that keeps on getting updated every now and then. And we
Hmm.
also urge our clients to tag us on that, because it is more important that new clients see what is happening from the old clients as well, rather than we just
Okay.
posting our pictures. So the
Okay.
client feedback is very important. And second thing, what we majorly bank on is also we do a lot of outdoor events.
Hmm.
We do a lot of food festivals. Right now, also, I am right now in Kandivali. I'm doing one food festival in Grovel. So I'm just sitting in one of my friend's office and doing this. So
Okay.
we do a lot of food events,
Hmm.
which help us generate that local area's crowd, and we understand where and how we can change. We also get to identify competition, that where we can change our offerings, and maybe then divert and narrow down our way.
Hmm.
And the most important part where I've generated my leads is through my existing clients. So I always request my existing clients in every event to give us at least 3 to 5 references from their end, where we can take the client's name and call them. Now this has really helped me a lot, because this is
Okay.
pure filtered reference. There is
Hmm.
nothing,
Hmm.
the client will not give you the number till then he or she is confident about you. So that
Sure.
itself speaks volumes for you.
Sure.
And
Sure.
apart from that, it is more or less like a filtered lead, which I do not have to get into too much of convincing to the client that what we are doing. The other
Hmm.
person, he or she, might also be a little aware of what's happening, and it works vice versa. Clients have also given our numbers directly.
Hmm.
So this is how the entire lead generation works. It's I always recommend it to people that please start slow, but make sure it is steady. Even if you get one lead a day, it is still
Hmm.
enough till the time you're satisfying that lead. Otherwise, we get
Hmm.
100, but we are not even able to give 2 or 10. Then it is just lead. It is just going to tarnish the name of the brand. So let's start slow, but let's go steady on that part.
Right. And one satisfied lead would give you three other
Yeah,
clients,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's how you grow.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, you always recommend
Hmm.
brands to people. We do it on our personal front as well. We've always recommended people that यहाँ जाओ
Hmm.
या यहाँ जाओ
Hmm.
यहाँ अच्छा मिलता है. तो
True.
यहाँ जाओ में we should be there somewhere. So this is
Hmm.
only done by steady work.
Right. Right. Great. So now, how do you plan your growth for next 12 months?
So my immediate pipeline of growth is our expansion in Pune. So
Hmm.
we'll be coming up with a dark store in Pune at 2 locations, and we'll be also having our corporate ties also extending to Pune. So we'll be having our cafeterias in Pune as well. Currently, we are targeting 6 outlets and 2 dark kitchens. So that should be operational. So our kitchen will start by December, with 2 stores with 2 cafeteria centers in December as well. The remaining will follow in the next 6 months. So that's my immediate development plan on the expansion plan. This year, though, I am focusing a lot on my staff development. So we are, segregating it a bit, because the cafe culture, the global cafe culture, the standards are getting so high day by day, and people
Hmm.
are getting so aware about food. Especially after COVID, people are eating a lot of healthy food items.
Hmm.
So how can we do healthy in a good budget, in a good cost. So we are training our staff on those few aspects about vegan food, about healthy food items. How can we incorporate them in our regular Indian eating habits of breakfast, lunch, and snacks? This is what our major offerings are. So we have lined up trainings with industry experts on these matters. We're tied up with different vendors on these matters, where they can have trainings about vegan. One we are doing is of vegan food. One we are doing is of low cost items which can maximize your profits. So these items have to go, and also in general about the tech in food, how much of a tech is involved. Tech is getting at a larger scale in food right now. In cafe business, if we can incorporate that with our staff, so we're training our managers, our main supervisors, and everything in handling those items. How can we do it? Temperature control, and a lot of things. So we are just getting to those development part in the next 12 months, apart from only doing expansion, because expansion will also have a series of other developments as well. So we are focusing more on the business part. And just to get a little more on humanitarian values, we also trying to do a session on mental health of staff, which I feel honestly is a very important part in our industry because it is so stressful, long working
Hmm.
hours, and
No,
which is
I think that's
luckily
that's
not with
common with
us.
all. Yeah, that's common with
Yeah, but
all
with what
nowadays.
happens is at least in other corporates, people have trained. They are MBAs or they have gone through that stress. These guys who work with me,
Hmm.
they are not even maybe then some of them are not even 10th or 12th pass. So उनके लिए mental health is a alien word.
Yeah,
तो to get
पता
that
ही नहीं है
stress,
यार
कि
true.
if 2 दिन आपका salary हिल जाता है तो उनका वो stress level अलग है, which we cannot think of, which we
Hmm.
cannot
Hmm.
understand.
Yes,
But we feel
true.
it's a very small thing, but उनके लिए वो बहुत बड़ी चीज है. तो we're trying to get them in accordance with the current situation, not too much, but just understanding that few things like they have to eat nicely. They should not pass out somewhere because of dehydration. They travel. My majority staffs come from Nalasopara. One of my guy comes from Titwala
Oh.
to BKC. So imagine the distance he travels every day.
Hmm.
So they have to understand about basic, their body. They are giving food, and when you see these many food items in front of you every day, you tend to not eat. So taking care of their health, their mental health, their physical health. So we are also focusing a lot on that. That
Hmm.
where it can take them to a better aspect. I want everyone to improve that so that the show can improve in general. Like I
Right.
can take
Right.
some days off and I can go off somewhere. They can take care of the show, but we are trying to just get everyone in sync with the current scenario. This is what the major development part is, and this is through for the next 12 months at least.
No, sure, sure. Guys, whoever is listening this and whoever is starting your business or whoever is running your business, please do take this as a lesson. Taking care of your employees is at most important because they are your first clients, right, Charu?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, they are your face.
Sure. So, Charu, now in cafeteria business, you're into corporates and there are various other problems, or I would say competition, which is happening since you mentioned Swiggy and Zomato as well. Uh, and I'm sure that you operate out of a corporate office space and you do face challenges where people order directly from Swiggy or Zomato, right? So how can you what can you predict about your cafeteria business, 2 to 3 years from now?
So, Rakesh, honestly, I do not see a very drastic change in the business. People are these days. The current trend is healthy. So people are getting healthier. They are getting that eating. They're turning a lot towards vegan. So
Hmm.
the only development I see is about the food tech. Whatever tech will come into the cafeteria business. So the cafeteria business is all about limited inventory and maximizing profits. We use nice items,
Okay.
quick items. So say like burgers and pizzas, for example, it's a deep fried, not healthy part. So the word junk, what we call, if it is there in this
Hmm.
scenario, how can we make that healthy? So every cafeteria owner or chain or something is going on to that aspect that why like vegan food has evolved and it is evolving great. People are opting towards
Hmm.
this. Plant-based meat is something which is going not right now in India, but it is doing wonderfully in India and outside as well. So it is only about how are we playing the entire cost game because these items are expensive. Now getting them and then incorporating in the menu and creating and curating a menu like that and how successfully you can replicate that. That is the most important thing which will happen in the next 2 years is what I feel honestly. Because
Okay.
this is a makeshift. People will have this change and people are opting for it. You and me, we are personally witnessing the same thing that we also tend to look at the healthier part कि चलो कुछ अच्छा अगर वो you have a sugar free sweet or you have something, so it has taken time to evolve to match that taste. So the next 2 3 years is going to go into the same thing of putting it into the cost of how
Hmm.
we can not charge the client an exorbitant amount and take too much from them, which will obviously be demotivating for them, and putting it into the regular cost and also trying new items. So it will be something of a how would I say a research and a little development on that part, which will happen in the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay, so let me just deep dive into what we just discussed. The corporate employees, since you mentioned that they are evolving and with this involvement comes a lot of likes and dislikes of the food. Some are vegan, some like non-veg, some don't like non-veg, and some also do keto diet. So
Right.
plus you have competition with Swiggy and Zomato delivering food in less than 30 minutes. So how do you plan your menu so that the likes of corporate employees or the people who are eating in your cafeteria, they stick with you and they come and order you.
So, look, cafeteria menus are always about how quickly we can serve, how quickly we can replicate those items. You cannot take the same time as a restaurant. If you're sitting in a fine dine, you will take 20 minutes, you're okay with that, but because you have that much
Hmm.
time. They are
Right.
coming there for maybe my majority clients come to me between their lunch break, that is 1 to 1:30 or 1:32. That is half an hour to 45 minutes is what they give me. In that, they have to use the washrooms, chat with the friends, have their lunch, everything, go for a smoke if they want to. So the time is very limited. If someone is
Hmm.
pre-ordering, that's a different story. But we are not too much into pre-ordering. हमें जाके देख के आज क्या है, ये देख के ही हमें खाना है. I've understood that logic from clients, and this is the same thing with me as well. I will never pre-order till I'm too much of a need, or apart it's a sandwich or something. But अगर कुछ special खाना है मुझे, so I'll go have a look at the food item and then only order. So every cafeteria what we run, we have two menus for each day. A weekly menu is planned where there's a standard menu which is inclusive of sandwiches, wraps, pastas, and some ready to go items which we can immediately
Okay.
fry like cheese corn balls or garlic bread or something like that. Very simple to the point menu. Maggie's for that instant. And there's another
Okay.
special menu done separately every day, which deals with Indian, like a proper, maybe as simple as chapati bhaji, dal khichdi,
Hmm.
curd rice, which is done on an everyday matter and it is changed every day. So a biryani maybe on a Wednesday or a Friday, a chole tikki maybe on a Tuesday, something like a sabudana khichdi or a fast item on a Thursday. So that keeps on changing. So we keep a special menu for every day, which has 5 items, and which we keep a standard menu which is there throughout. So आप उससे
Hmm.
भी खा सकते हो, and you can also have a change. And we cafeteria menus, according to me, and this is a suggestion to everyone, should not have over 15 items, which also includes your beverages, because the lesser
Okay.
inventory you give it to the clients, you'll be able to serve them better.
Okay.
If I am eating in my lunchtime, I do not want to have an elaborate six-pager menu. यार. I will just go mad. वो पहला मैंने क्या पढ़ा है, I will not remember. So it is important that I know, boss, okay, I can get two gravies veg, two gravies non-veg. I can get maybe an egg portion. I can get sandwiches. I can make my choice very quickly.
Okay. So the idea is to make client give lesser choices and make them take a decision faster.
The not about lesser choices. The idea is about understanding their needs. How what they
Okay.
will have during lunch times. But lesser items will always demotivate them to go somewhere else or order from Zomato and Swiggy. Look, we cannot, as a cafe promoter, we
Mm-hmm.
cannot fulfill everyone's demand. But I
So
can
do we
always
do
try
we
to reach.
do you go and do a trial session first and then decide the venue based on your
Yes,
sorry,
so
then
these
decide the menu?
special menus are trial menus only. They are only
Okay.
repeated if we get good response on that. So every week, two
Ah,
new items are added.
okay.
So, for example, say I'll tell you, we do biryanis every Wednesday in every center. So we try to change it. So one day we might do a Hyderabadi based biryani. Second week we might do a tikka based biryani. Third we might do a Sikh based biryani. So we do a paneer biryani. So we kind of keep on changing it according to the likes. We have a report in our systems. We take it out at the end of 2 weeks and we check कि क्या गया है अच्छा, and then we try to replicate what was there before. So the
Okay,
trial menu is
that's
kept only for that occurrence, that you can try and experiment with new items.
a great insight, Charu. I mean, thank you so much for sharing that with our audience.
Most welcome, Rakesh.
Okay, so I'm sure that people here would be wondering, and some of them would want to start their own cafeteria business. So, what is the fund required for starting a cafeteria business?
Okay, that's a very important topic. When we talk about funds, um, So look, it is a very crucial part. That before even thinking of funds, if someone is even thinking of starting a cloud kitchen or a cafeteria or anything related to food, you need to at least have, I would not say 100%, but at least 70% of an idea that what do you want to sell, what cuisine do you want to sell, what kind of food do you want to give it to people. What has happened is post COVID, this is a very sorry state that people, majority people are thinking that hospitality is a very simple, field where you can just maybe make few items, sell few items, make some money, and then again replicate the same process. But it is okay for a week too. If you're doing it for years, that requires some experience, some study, some in-depth knowledge of at least what you're trying to do. So my point has always been that funds are stage B of this process. A, you need to know that what exactly do you want to sell. Now coming to the funds part, franchisee models is what people prefer a lot. We can take a franchisee and then maybe invest some kind of money, but that is not going to cost you anything less than 20-25 lakhs or more. When I started my kitchen was done under 5 lakhs. So that's the
Wow.
investment I had done. My exact investment was 3 lakh 32,000. This is where my running kitchen was operational, including the
Wow.
stock
That's
to run for a week.
wow. That's quite
So
affordable cost to start a business.
exactly. So you need to
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
understand, because I had a clear idea that what I wanted to sell, what is my menu going to look like, what is my entire structure going to be, how many chefs I'm going to hire, how many people I require. I was also a part of the team where I was working hands on, like an employee who was working from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. So the idea was very clear. The structure was very clear that this has to be done and this will be done only in this cost. Obviously, this came to me through years of experience working with
Hmm.
different, working with, in my own office, working with other corporates. So it took some time, but yes, you can set up your kitchen under 5 lakhs, you can set up a kitchen in 4 lakhs till the time your idea is clear that you need to have a certain, how would I say, path of how you're going to run this thing. Just not going to the idea कि चलो अभी मैं restaurant खोलूंगा and I will open up a cloud kitchen, I'll run this thing and I'll pay rent this much, I'll make profit this much. This doesn't work. So you need to really have a clear picture of,
So
or at least I would say 70% of a picture that this is what my. I always say that you should always imagine the dish how it is going to look like when a client is opening it. Till that time, you do not have a clear
okay. So
picture.
let me just deep dive into it a bit. When you said under 5 lakh rupees you can set up your kitchen, uh, you mean that this kitchen would be full-fledgedly functional with the tech involved, or this is without
Yes.
the tech?
No, no, it is
It's with
with
the
the
tech.
tech involved. Look at, for a
Uh-huh.
preliminary kitchen, you do not require much of a tech-based items.
Okay.
Your equipments, your freezers, your POS system, everything comes under this thing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
also include my 1 month salary of my chef and of my support staff who are going to be there with me to run the show.
Hmm.
So for example, let's just to break it down. I have done food all my career. I understand food. What is black pepper and white pepper and salt and Ajinomoto. I can make out the difference. So I do
Right.
not require a very high paying chef on a very simple
Okay.
note. So I
Okay.
can work with a mediocre sous chef or a cook, commie one or a commie two, like a basic cook. I can work with that. Now I will also have a menu supporting that cook's strength. कि वो क्या
Hmm.
अच्छा बना सकता है. Well, sit down with him. He will obviously, these people are very experienced. So they maybe cannot jot it down for you, but when they start talking, they give out an insight of a thing, that, wonderful knowledge these guys have. So I'll redesign my structure around that. Then I'll put my
Okay.
experience into picture. If I can outsource certain items, I can tie up with certain brands where if I
Hmm.
sell it, then, like how we do with beverages, we do with Pepsi and, Coca-Cola and everything. Then we get the freezer, use the freezer, so I don't have to invest into the freezer. but I get their inventory, I sell their inventory. Something of that. So there are endless ideas which we can share, where you can do your kitchen in very, how would I say, a cost-friendly manner.
Okay. So, okay. So, apart from funds, what are the legal documents required or the licenses required? Most of the people, they just go haywire when it comes to FSI license and other food license. So, can you shed some light on that?
Yes. So basically, when you are starting your brand, what you can do is you can opt for a. It is called an MSME license, that is Ministry of Small and Medium Industries. So if you're
Okay, I'm
under 10
certificate.
employees, yeah, so you can register yourself on MSME and get
Huh.
that certificate, which will also help you in getting your gumasta. Even if you don't take gumasta till you are 10 to 15 employees, it is still fine. When you're running a
Okay.
small cloud kitchen, it is still okay. But I will recommend to get gumasta license as well. It is very simple. You will have to just walk into the word office, get some info. Don't get into the trap of agents, or online as well. There are agencies who take as low as 200, 500 rupees and they get you the license. All you have to do is just upload your documents online, But I recommend to go. This is how I started. I went to the word offices, got the necessary information.
Okay.
I'm not saying I didn't pay extra money in the first go, but then moment, post that, when we were starting new brands and new outlets, it helped me a lot. So it is as simple. Then the most important license you require is of FSSAI, FSSAI. There is a website called foscos.com where you can apply directly and you can get it at as low as 100 rupees per year. That is the price of a FSSAI license. So for that, you require your MSME, you require a bank account which is on your name. It can be a proprietorship. So you don't have to do a LLP or a partnership fund. If that's on you, so you don't have to do a private limited or a LLP and bear the
Hmm.
charges.
Hmm.
You can do a simple proprietorship, have it on your name. अपने नाम के documents सबके पास रहते हैं and start it. And third thing is
Right.
about GST. So once you have these two documents, you can easily apply for a GST. Similar fashion, go online, ask your CA. He or she will be able to help you with these documents. And if you are using fire in your premise, then you require a BMC health safety license. That is a little tedious process, but it is not impossible or very difficult to somebody. All you have to do is give them the documents they ask.
But
So all my
mostly one can
kitchens,
work with the electrical appliances, right?
So all
So
my
now,
kitchens are electric. We do not use fire at all. There is not
okay.
even a single bit of fire what we use. Even in
Hmm.
my central kitchen, even my cloud kitchen, even in my cafeterias. So these are completely optional electric equipments. This is where we talk about food tech, right? That you do not have to use fire. It is safer. Inductions who give out a power of 5,000 watts, which is a huge amount of energy.
Hmm.
Inductions working like a work. So there are a lot of things which have evolved and come out, which can easily replace the tedious work which you're gonna do in the licensing part.
But generally, people have a mindset that Indian cooking requires fire. What is your opinion on that?
Nothing like that. I mean, I have been working on. I do Indian cooking. Se zyada people, you need heat. That is the entire
Hmm.
thing.
Okay.
If you see, there are many NGOs who operate, many are even our temples who give a lot of food out in huge numbers. They are not even using fire. They are using steam. They're using steam via solar panels, So renewable energy has got into it. We are still on
Hmm.
electricity, which is much better. So it is only about the kind of
Okay.
heat of what you give. So it can be a tandoor can be replaced by a oven. For example, a
Yeah,
fire a
sure.
dum fire can be replaced by a high power induction. A regular fryer can be replaced by electric fryer or an air fryer these days. So there's always a replacement product.
Right. Okay. So, I'm sure most of the people here would be thinking that can they start this business as a side hustle? So, can you share some light on that?
100%. I mean, you can start it from your house right now if you get your MSME and your FSI license from your house. You can give all the necessary documents. You can start. There are many. Even if you go on Zomato and Swiggy, there are many home
Hmm.
chefs who are doing it from their house. There are many bakers who are doing it from their house. So you don't require a full-fledged kitchen, or you don't require an army of people to start your kitchen. You can start it right now. Get the licenses, get your menu plan, have the pricing straight, and you can start.
Okay. So you can, of course, register your house as the office address and get the
Yes,
licenses at your
yes, yes,
office
yes.
address.
So Zomato
And
and Swiggy operates on your FSI license. Whatever address is there on your FSI will be the area of operation. They do verify all these things, but whatever information is given is, I'm hoping it is right.
right, right, great. My next question is a bit tricky, I'm sure, but with your experience, we would be able to answer it. What it takes to become profitable in food service business?
The most important part is patience. Honestly, it is
Yeah.
not like you will have a break even very soon. You might have a break even in the first month as well, but then you can also fall down on the next month. So the only thing which I have learned, that do not cut your cost in quality.
Hmm.
Do not cut your cost in the most vital things, like
Hmm.
quality of raw materials, quality of the food given. Do not give out on hygiene. Do not give on these basic things. People will come to you and you only. You cannot feed everyone every day. You cannot make
Hmm.
everyone happy. So
Hmm.
if you have these basic things with you, your menu is going to be fantastic. It is going to be of a good cost,
Okay.
and price it accordingly. So I would say there's always a sweet spot of pricing. You have to really understand the entire dynamics of pricing, how it works. Like you cannot you if you're going to eat a pizza outside, be it Domino's or be it Pizza Express or wherever, the value demand depends upon the brand. But if you're starting new, even if your pizzas are amazing than Pizza Express, but you cannot charge more than that. So you have to really play the pricing game a lot. So take the hit in the start, give people the quality, give people what they are looking for, and profitability will increase percent by percent every month. It is only
Okay.
about how patient are you and how attentive are you. You should know what kind of food is going out of your kitchen. You should be confident about your product, that nothing bad can go to my client, or nothing is going to affect their health. That eventually will take you to profits, Rakesh. There is no shortcuts in that.
Got it. So, in start, it's more like a volume business. Get your audience, get your customers aligned, and build your base, and then start
Yes,
scaling up.
yes,
Right? Okay.
yes. I mean, once that's why I always recommend that go steady with lesser items. Do not have
Hmm.
a humongous menu. Maybe sell 10 items. There's no problem in that. But those 10 items should be available. Part one, very important,
Hmm.
and they should be of good quality. You should exactly know what kind of food you are giving, or what item is going out.
Okay. So we have a comment that can you offer a heavy discount instead of lowering your prices so that when time is right, you can remove the introductory offer.
I mean, but look, people, consumers
I
are
mean,
very smart. I mean, they.
mm, it's a marketing like sort of thing where you can offer something at a discount and then maybe you can scale up or remove the discount. Does
So what
that work
happens
in
is people
food
are,
business?
yeah. I mean, look, people are coming to you for two reasons. One is very important is the cost. That before even tasting your food, people look at the cost and they come to you.
Hmm.
The same thing which I said, if you're selling a vada pav for 50 rupees, people won't even look at it. कितना भी अच्छा क्यों ना हो. So the right item has a right price. So that is one, because people will first come by the price dynamics. Second thing will be that consumers are very smart. I mean, they are as educated as us, and they are very aware. So they know कि आपने क्या price cancel off करके. I mean, for example, if you're talking about Zomato or Swiggy, they
Hmm.
give out an amount stating 500 rupees, cancel that off, and then they give out a discounted price on the left hand side. So both
Right,
your prices are mentioned. So I think
right.
it does not make too much of a value addition. It in fact can also backfire at you when you increase the price, because you will never understand at what stage you will attain the quality for that client. When you will please that client, you cannot really forecast on that part. So rather, why not just play safe for everyone? have a decent amount, have a decent discount, give a good offering. Maybe you can have a periodic offer that only, maybe rather than giving a week long offer, you give out an offer like breakfast. If it is ordered between 8 to 9, you get 1 plus 1, something of that sort. Or you get a cup of chai free. Snacks, if they're offered post between 4 to 5, you get one on one. So where you want to have more traffic on your page or on your with people, they'll come to you. Or if you, what I do in my cafeterias is if there's a company strength is over 50, we give them a straight offer that come flash your ID cards, get a 10% discount, which gives me
Right.
50 people at one go.
Right. Right. And in fact, I would just like to share that even I was, I started my career with retail, and we always had this saying that you reduce your quantity but not your quality. So
Right.
if you want to fall in the price point of your customer, you can reduce the quantity that you're giving to him or her, but don't reduce the quality, right?
The quality, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Great. So, with that said, now we have discussed about the pricing, we have discussed about the funds required. What are the growth opportunities in corporate food service industry?
So the growth opportunities are massive, Rakesh. I mean, the every day you see there's something new coming up. So there is nothing like, I do not believe in this concept that this is already there in the market, I should not enter. Like pizzas are being sold for a long time, I should not enter competition, but fears hai. Till the time you have your product sorted, you can deliver it nice, koi bhi competition ho, you will still go through it. So that's one point. Second thing is that with I'm always mention about this thing that if you pay your price point really nicely, like for me my price point is between 150 to 200 rupees. That's my maximum price point. So all our cafeterias, my items are below 175. That is inclusive of your full meal. Okay, till the time you're obviously not opting for a
That's
better,
quite
bigger
affordable, yeah.
item. And when you're coming in for lunch, everything is between 85 to 95 rupees, 85 to 105 to be very honest. So, which
Wow.
is an okay part, which is a decent part for everyone. People, nothing, classifying of a segment or strata, but to everyone. You also feel better when you get that price point. So, if you
But
play that price point nice.
in that price point, it's filling, or is the quantity like medium or
So
average?
I'll tell you, we give out a roti and a bhaji. We give out three chapatis, a bowl of sabzi, a big bowl of sabzi that is 150 grams. We give out salad or a bundi raita. And we
Okay.
also tell the client that if they want something extra, they can take it. This is all in 85 rupees, inclusive of taxes.
Wow. Wow.
And this includes, there's nothing extra for paneer, there is nothing extra for chole.
Hmm.
Every day, जो भी सब्जी हो आपको यही मिलेगा with the same rate.
Wow. That's really affordable and it's really amazing.
So, this is what happens. You need to just identify your
Hmm.
price point and offering nicely. Rest other, obviously, the opportunities depend upon which area you're serving in, what kind of chefs you having, what kind of menu you're designing, what discounts you're giving. So the opportunities are never falling back. Endless opportunities. Just we have to just play the right card at the right time.
So I'm sure with that price point, if you're profitable, you're doing a lot in your operations and to control your cost or maybe optimize or automate your processes. So can you share some light on that?
So Rakesh, your voice was breaking down. Can you repeat the question, please?
I'm saying with that kind of price, you're making money, you're profitable. So I'm sure that you're controlling the costs of your operations a lot, or probably you're automating your processes or your tech or something. So can you share some light on how you control your costs?
So we control our cost by so each and every food item what we serve have been tested very nicely with grammages, with exact proportions.
Hmm.
So we know exactly, we can exactly give you a food cost of a typical item. So be it as basic as a fried rice, I can tell you कितने रुपए का spring roll, spring onion भी जाएगा उसमें. So this is the kind of depth we have utilized to get the output nicely. Okay. Now it is only about the quantity game. What kind of a quantity you are giving? You like if you have a huge quantity, people will leave half a part. Then tomorrow, if they are coming, then one person will order. Two people, if they are sharing, they'll order only one person. So getting the quantity right is very important. Food tech in this part is helpful, yes, but again, if you get those equipments which turn out your things in a sorted manner, they are very expensive, like a food sorter or something like that. That is majorly used in
Hmm.
retail for packaging. So for your regular operations, till the time you know your costings are right, and you know which kind of say how can you replace oils in brands. I'm talking about, not with the like sunflower I use kar but if you can use a better brand or a cheaper brand, but I'm still maintaining sunflower oil.
Okay.
These small things keep on changing. Plus, we try to not use a lot of how would I say, like a ready to go items. We do use, but the menu is only consisting of one item or
Okay.
maybe two. We try to use fresh produce. Now, people always say there are a fresh loge, so it's gonna have a lot of cost on your pocket. I believe that if you're taking fresh, you can tweak it the way you want it to. Like I can use the season's best item. Like for example, tomatoes. Example, tomatoes were
Hmm.
160 rupees kg 1 month ago.
Hmm.
Now they
Hmm.
are 10 rupees, 8 rupees kg.
Hmm.
So there are amazing items I can make out of tomato right now, whereas the onion are getting expensive. So I can tweak my way out, get fresh cabbage instead of onion, make my salad with that, make a coleslaw with that. Instead of
Hmm.
a fresh salad, I can give you coleslaw. So this is how I can pay my inventory game, maintaining the cost right. So for that,
Right.
you have to be very aware of what exactly you want to give it to your clients, the way you want to eat your food.
Hmm. You have to be innovative with preparing your food and your menu.
Yes, you just have to be very aware. That is my only point, right?
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
believe that running a hotel or running a thing is very simple. We always
Hmm.
think about the people who are there on the next side of the counter. They are constantly striving to do something best, and they need to have basic trainings. Like for example, uh, a guy whom you are hiring knows how to make the food if you're hiring him for making the food, but
Yeah.
you can maybe try to improve his habits, like these people, if they are smoking, so they can go out, smoke, come back, wash their hands, wear proper gloves, get to work. I don't want to stop anyone's habit, but I can control it hygienically in my food preparation.
Hmm.
Have food, have your chef caps, have some kind of a process in your entire operational segment. For that,
Hmm.
you have to be present in your cafe to give them that insight. No one's gonna believe in you till the time you are working on it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you make it a point that you are wearing gloves and hair caps and everything, then they'll follow. Because उनको भी होगा यार, अरे हमारी भाषा में बोलते हैं, अगर सेठ पहन रहा है तो हमें तो पहनना ही है.
Right.
तो थोड़ा आदत करने के लिए maybe we can, or the managers can have it. So they will follow, because tomorrow if my manager is not wearing it, I tell my kitchen staffer to wear it, और उसने बोला कि अरे आप सर नहीं पहन रहे तो मैं क्यों पहनूं, आप उन्हें कुछ नहीं बोलो, I will not have an answer. So there has to be an order in your business. That is the very basic, the streamline. Just to break everything down, that is not a rocket science to run a restaurant or a cafeteria. It is very simple if you follow simple steps. You should know
Okay.
what you are, the way we know what we want to eat, you should know what you want to give it to people. Everyone has their core strengths, just make it more hygienic and more process bound. This can have a proper set of things. That's why when you spoke about the growth part, I mentioned that I am focusing more on
Hmm.
getting
Hmm.
my staff aligned in a fashion where they can promote themselves as a brand. They can have it कि अरे हम यहाँ पे काम कर, this is what we follow. They can rectify someone else's mistake if we go to a food festival. So you can do your show off in that manner. We are a brand which believes in all these values. This
Right.
can be done as a growth perspective.
Right. So, Charu, with that, we come to the end of our session. And lastly, just for the people who want to start the cafeteria business, the entrepreneurs in this field, what would be your advice to them?
And my advice to them is please do not believe in any things what people are telling, like for example, in the franchise model business, I'm saying, please do not believe and just go blindfolded. Please have your own homework done very nicely. Think about the aspects. Think about the P&L reports. What they are giving. Are they true? Are they fake? Study the market. Like I tell you how I do it. If I'm opening up a cloud kitchen, I at least go in that area for 2 to 3 weeks every day, and my staff goes there. So my manager goes in lunch period just to see Zomato. We talk to Zomato. We have our own Zomato IDs also where we do deliveries.
Okay.
So don't be surprised if you see me in a Zomato uniform somewhere. I'll be wearing that helmet and uniform. I'll be telling because I need to know what my how what orders we are getting in that area.
Hmm.
Accordingly,
Hmm.
we can place ourselves. So this kind of ground homework is needed. So if you are open to do this thing, आप
Hmm.
पैसा लेके आ जाओगे. Everyone, we are a rich country, I believe. Everyone has got good funds,
Yeah.
but put your funds nicely if you have that insight properly. But only trust your own homework. Do get guidance. There are people like us, people like Rakesh,
Hmm.
who give you that guidance, but always believe in your homework along with the guidance. This is what my complete saying is for everyone. Get into it.
Sure.
There is no one stopping you. The field is still very open. I mean, there are so many items I see. I am really surprised right now as well. I am in Grovel's Kandivli. We are here for the next 2 days, and
Hmm.
there are 10 food stalls. This means 6 are of homemakers, home chefs. Sorry. So there are
Okay.
brands as big as me, Biryani by Kilo, Tibbs, and there are 6 home chefs who have done their homework nicely, giving out 6, 7 items, 5 items, and they have taken up a food stall. So that is really, what motivates me. They have thought nicely about it. So
Nice.
don't go on something which is there very rosy, because this industry is not very rosy. But yes,
Hmm.
if you have your cars nicely, it can take you to leaps and bounds. There is no end to this.
Sure. Sure. Great. So, guys, we are open for questions now. You can upload your questions in the comment box. We have received some fantastic comments in the comment
Right. So
box.
I'm just going to them.
Cool. We'll wait for a few more minutes for the questions.
Sure, sure.
Thanks, Ronak.
Thank you, Ronak. So this is one question at 7:30, which popped up by Miss Shivani Sharma.
Hmm.
I have a strong point here. Cafes and outlets no longer care even about on-floor hygiene and basic cleanliness. There's also a ventilation challenge, so the visitor area is filled with waft from the cooking area, which further suffocates. Any thoughts? I mean, yes, this is a challenge with many eateries, that they really do not pay any attention to ventilation. This is what I've also experienced. Take a smaller area, you need ventilation. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of mixed products. There is meat. There is veg items. So this needs to go out. You need to use chimneys. सबसे बड़ा डर होता है कि chimneys are very expensive.
Hmm.
यार 1 लाख रुपए लग जाएंगे, 50,000 लग जाएंगे, इतना तो मेरा रेंट है. So there is something called as a ductless chimney, which any person can install in their kitchen. All my kitchens have that. You are free to visit anytime. So basically they operate with only a plug and a carbon sheet in between. You have to replace it when and how it gets dirty.
Hey, sorry, my net got disconnected.
No worries, Rakesh. Thank you so much for the feedback.
Thank you, Israel Town Cake Shop. It's amazing to have your feedback for us. Great, guys. So we end this session today, and we thank Charudat for the amazing session that we had, and to share the lot of insights from your own business. I'm sure many entrepreneurs would be delighted to hear this, and they would be getting inspired from this. And if guys, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us on our LinkedIn profile. I'm Rakesh Kumar. He's Mr. Charudatt Shedge. We'll be there to assist you. And yeah, so pleasure meeting you all. Thank you, Charudatt.
Thank you, Rakesh. Pleasure meeting all as well. Great session, and we will for sure come up with something much more interactive, a little bit of an in-depth
Yes, yes, we
very
have many
soon for
more
the
things to do
next
with you.
session. Done.
Great. So
Okay, Rakesh, I'll be signing
have a
off from your
pleasure
end.
evening, everyone, and thank you, LinkedIn. Thank you, YouTube, for having us. Enabling this session for us. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.